All right, how we doing? I think the mic is on. There might be a first time for everything. What's up, guys? Happy Friday. This is your first time here. Welcome, and if you've already been here before, welcome back. Normally we do this on Thursdays. A lot of things happened last night. My internet ended up going out until about midnight. They sent me like four different texts. Let me just check my audio, make sure. Cool, it's on. Um, the internet service people ended up sending me like four different texts, three different texts, like, oh, well, first your internet's out, just to let you know, at 11 in the morning, and then it should be good to go by 2. And I was like, okay, cool, I can still do live, let me start prepping, start getting my stuff together. Then I got probably around like 3 o'clock, I got another text. Boom, hey, actually it's not going to be ready till 7:15. Cool. 8 o'clock rolls around. Nothing. They like ghosted me. So I had to text them back on their automated help thing, and they ended up sending me something at like 12:43 or something, saying like, "Oh, your internet's been restored." So Sprink, how we doing? Good to have you here. Welcome, welcome. Glad you could join us on this glorious Friday afternoon. Not sure what you guys got going on for the weekend though. I might be trying to head up to Tahoe. I'm not sure. It should be a nice weekend. I think school in my area is kind of going back early, I guess. So a bunch of people are going back to school. I'm thinking, hey, now's a great time to take the kids up to Tahoe. So might be doing that. So also, if you don't know, cool. This is where you can find us. Boom, over here, 2aallday.com. I'm most active on Discord. The links are down in the description for all of this stuff. So 2A. We also have a shop too. So if you want to know what we're using, what we're printing with, anything like that, if you want some cool merch like this is our t-shirt with our logo. Go to the store. And now that we got that out of the way, doing yard work. All right. I was gonna say spring cleaning, but spring's already gone. So getting ready for autumn, dude. I actually already saw commercials for Halloween, and then I was at Costco the other day, and they already have Halloween costumes up, and I've actually even seen some Christmas stuff at Costco already. So, yeah, dude, the holidays are gonna be here before we know it. But yeah, should be a nice weekend, I'm thinking. Anyways, I told you guys that I was going to tell you a funny story. I think I told you specifically, Sprink. So since you are here, I did something, and so I don't have a whole lot of time to kind of do a lot of stuff. And so when I'm able to find, hey, 20 minutes here, or 30 minutes here, or hey, I could do this and this at the same time, I like to normally do that. And so I was like, cool, you know what? It's kind of a nice day. I'll watch the kids go swimming out back. And you know what? I've had this P80 that I won from Round Robin back in the good old days, and I haven't built it out yet. The reason why I never built it out was because it is a black Strike 80 frame, and that's the only color I needed to complete my set. I had a complete set of untouched Strike frames, so I have every color, and I decided, you know what? I won this frame. I also purchased the MGB custom slide from Steel City, so I was like, okay, cool, I have all these parts, I've been ordering some stuff from Rook, I have all these parts. So nonetheless, I've had all the parts put away in a bag, just like a build kit, so to say, so I could just grab it and build wherever. So I decided this past weekend, about this past weekend, that I was going to build it. So I was like, cool, you know what, kids? Hey, it's hot out. Let's go swimming after dinner. You guys can swim. I'll sit out by the pool and I'll do my thing while you guys do yours. So we're doing all that. I get pretty far through, and kids go inside. It's now getting dark out. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to bang this thing out. I'm going to finish it tonight. I'm not going to let all my, have to put everything away and get it all back out. So I'm out there barefoot, kind of sitting in my chair, doing my thing. And so I used like Rook rails, Rook pins, a bunch of different parts. So I didn't use all of the parts that came in the box. So I just took the baggie out, threw it next to my chair, and so it was kind of messy on the ground. Nonetheless, so I go inside, helping out the kids, come back out, still barefoot, and this thing right here was this rear rail was sitting. It was in the baggie. I don't know if you can see how far it's out of the baggie, but I was walking back to my chair in the dark because I'm now working under my cell phone light to finish this frame, and I stepped on this, and I didn't know what it was at first, And I was like, ooh, crap, that hurts. It felt like stepping on a Lego. And so then I got to my chair and I sat down and I was going to start to work again. And I was like, man, that really hurt. Like, what is going on? So I took a look at my foot. This thing was this far in my heel. Like, it was deep up in there, this rail. And I mean, there's probably still some of my DNA left on there. Nonetheless, that was all up in my foot. And so I look at it and I was like, whew, okay, what should I do here? So I just pull it out. And dude, I pull it out and I'm like, oh man, this hurts. Like, you know, when you pull, like, I don't know if you've ever stuck like a fishing hook in your finger or something. So I'm starting to pull it out and I can just feel all, like, every little bend in this thing just coming out. And so I just pull it out, and I had a couple microfiber cloths that I used to polish my trigger and polish all my OEM parts, because those come with dirt and crap all over them. So I have all that stuff, and I'm like, oh man, I can't really walk anywhere or do anything. So I just grabbed one of those towels and I put it up on my foot and kind of just put my foot on it and then completed my build. So now I know you're all wondering, yeah, hey, that would have been a good idea. I wasn't thinking that though. Like I said, it was dark out and I was using at that point, my flashlight on my phone for the light for my backyard, for my workstation. So I had my phone and I was looking at it like that, and yeah, I should have taken a picture with it in there. And so nonetheless, blood was pouring out like a huge puddle of blood, and I was like, dude, I probably need a stitch. Sucks. I'm not going to the hospital right now. Got work tomorrow morning. So nonetheless, I just went inside and put some Neosporin on it and Band-Aid and a sock, and then went to bed after I built my strikeout. So with all of that being said, I think the frame came out really nice. I did mess up on one part. I'm not going to call it out. You can see if you could find it when I show it to you. But essentially, this is what it looks like here. So this is one side. You could probably see the dimpled pins, the MGB slide, the battle worn gray iron side is the Swamp Fox Liberty that's up on top. Also, you may be wondering what this thing is here. That is the Tactical Spike guide rod from Rook Rails. I think it's pretty badass. I have a Blacklist threaded barrel. So here's what this side looks like here. So you can see that got the magwell, and yeah, so it is a pretty sweet gun. So the barrel is got some kind of cool designs on it. It's threaded. So but other than that, yeah, that is the build. Came out awesome. So now I have it just sitting on one of my frames, my frame holders here. I am gonna make a custom holder for this with I think the MGB logo, something to do with MGB on here, just because this is a tribute gun to the good old days and what we used to have, which I don't know if you're a part of any of the other forums, but we clearly don't have that anymore, and all of what was kind of instilled in us has gone out the window. At least with the forum that I used to be part of. I don't know about some of the other ones, but yeah, you probably know what I'm saying there, Sprink. So anyways, yeah, my foot's doing okay. It's still a little sore. I was limping for probably the first 2 days or so, and then the other day, like a day or 2 days ago in the kitchen, I felt something like wet, and I looked down and it was bleeding again, and I was like, oh great. It's not bleeding right now, but it does. I can still tell that I was stabbed. Essentially, I stabbed myself. So, thank you. Yeah, the build was cool. I like it a lot too. Yeah. So, speaking of cool guns, I did come across another thing. So, actually, yesterday when I was gonna do the live, hey, I'm totally gonna refer to that shit now, just like that. The forum that shall not be named. That is hilarious. Oh man, I could tell you had a great childhood. Yes, the forum that should not be named. So yeah, yesterday I came across. Well, it was like breaking news. I think it was yesterday. It might have been the day before that, but we did see. Yeah, battle worn foot. Dude, you were just busting out with the jokes today. That was great. Um, so yesterday, again, I think it was yesterday. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but why is this not opening up? Oh, I know why. Yeah, cool. So yesterday, I think that this is when it came out, but huge lawsuit against P80. So the DC Attorney General wins a $4 million lawsuit against the ghost gun maker. And so kind of what has happened is in Washington, D.C., Attorney General, what's his name? Carl Racine. I don't know, but I know it's this guy right here. He announced Thursday that his office won a $4 million court judgment against ghost gun maker and distributor Polymer 80. That might be why they're having all the sales, on top of the infringement against our rights that are shortly coming up. So in a news release, this dude's office said a court ruled that Polymer 80 had violated the district's District Consumer Protection Procedures Act by selling and distributing illegal firearms in the city, making false and misleading claims about the legality of its products. Well, I'm pretty sure P80s are legal. They're not guns. And don't even get me started with all this stuff. Nonetheless, clipped a couple other things from the article that I've read. So the company was also ordered to pay $4 million in penalties after the court found that it sold products to more than 19 city residents. And you know what? I'm not even sure that P80 was the one that directly sold it. It could have also been any of P80's distributors too, because I did read that they were making P80 tell their distributors like, hey, you can't sell this in certain areas and it's illegal and all this other stuff. So anyways, they made illegal misrepresentations to consumers, including making false claims that its consumers have the right to possess its products, which we do, not a false claim, in the city, and that it had approval to sell firearms to residents, is what his release said. So, whoops, again, so that guy, the article kind of continued just to say that back in 2020 is when he filed the lawsuit alleging the gun manufacturer illegally advertised and sold all this stuff to the DC city residents. The lawsuit led the city to implement a preliminary injunction resulting in a cease of sales from Polymer 80 in DC. And this guy goes on to, quote, say, this judgment against Polymer 80 is a major victory for DC residents and for public safety. It'll help slow the flow of deadly, untraceable ghost guns into our community. No, it won't. And criminals, we've all said this, and I'm going to keep saying it until we're blue in the face, but criminals are going to get guns. It doesn't matter. You're only hurting the law-abiding good citizens and making us more vulnerable, or the people that actually follow what you're saying more vulnerable. He said they're doing everything in their part to keep residents safe and blah, blah, blah. And then lastly, he goes on to say the more than $4 million in penalties imposed by the court in this case should send a strong message to firearm manufacturers, distributors, and dealers across the country. You cannot sell illegal guns to DC residents. I think you should be looking at other things than P80. Just going to say, I don't think it's not going to make an impact. Not going to make an impact whatsoever, one bit. What this probably will do is it's probably going to cause more people to break into more houses to steal other people's guns. Or they're just going to go out of state. They're going to go over to New Orleans. They're going to go, I don't know, that's kind of far. They'll probably go over to Chicago or, somewhere and be like, hey, I need to buy some guns. And they're going to buy some guns. You think what you're doing is helping, and it's really not. Yeah. They will file off the serial numbers, creating them ghost guns. Exactly. And I think that's kind of crappy that they're lumping in P80s or 3D printed guns and guns with filed off serial numbers all in one lump as a ghost gun, because that's really giving 3D printed guns and P80s a bad name. When a gun with a filed off serial number or a serial number that you can't read turns up at a crime scene, it's automatically classified as a ghost gun. And that's how a lot of them are. So that is ridiculous. I will say there are probably some idiots out there that are trying to get around the law with P80. it's going to happen with the population of the United States. Like, it's bound to happen. There's going to be a few bad apples. Like, not all cops are great cops. I love cops. Back the blue. I'm all about supporting the police. But that doesn't necessarily mean that every police officer has the best intentions at all times. So, nonetheless, that is my rant about the lawsuit. Like I said, that just broke the other day. I'm sure, like you said, Sprink, that you saw it. But I did want to touch on that because the P80 thing is right around the corner. Sales are kind of going everywhere through the roof. I think Rook probably even still has some CL frames, and they're pretty good price, especially with the rails that come with them. I think that it's a really good price. So let's see here. Okay, so last week I posted on the Discord this video that I was going to show last week, so I might as well show it this week. But I thought it was pretty sweet that this guy he found some place on Facebook or something that sells this holographic bed frame that does some kind of like refraction on your print to make it also holographic like that. So I was saying that was pretty cool. That'd just be an interesting feature, I think. You know, printing rails down, gang for life, and then
that is so cool.
Your rails a rainbow.
It's called diffraction grading. There's a bunch of different patterns available. I'll link to the person who sells it on Facebook
or CL frames too
in the description. I don't get anything from it.
That's what I would need to complete out that set as well.
I thought it was really neat.
Specifically Cobalt. I mean, black is cool, but I'm definitely a fan, I think, of like the Cobalt stuff. What is going on? I feel something. The Cobalt and like the gray. Hey, even like the titanium blue is pretty cool. I will show the very first P80 I ever built was a Cobalt blue. I think it was the 940C. I'll show it next time. But essentially, I made it for my wife for Mother's Day, and I put a sweet wrap on it from Gunskins. Still holding up. It's a great wrap, and I made it kind of like a tribute gun to Trump 2020 back when he was running. So I'll have to show that next week. Yeah. Shit. Yes, it would be. Or it could be like it could be a ninja. It could be in disguise. And I'm sure they would love it. Wouldn't they love having guns with their like pride colors on them? And anyways, I still believe the rainbow belongs to Moses, not to the gays, or I shouldn't say gays, but the LGBT whatever alphabet, whoever wants to jump in on that, people. So cool. So we saw the rainbow gun. There is also, let me shut that guy off. So there's this cool little gun that I came across, and let's get the picture up here. Boom. And a lot of people are asking like, whoa, is that the same thing as the NT79? Because it's cool. It shoots the same size signals out of it, and I really like the sight up on top, or the optic. But the answer to everyone's question on that is no, it is a different design, and it is still an alpha. So keep an eye out for this file coming out. I will let you guys know when it does decide to drop. And yeah, we can all have some fun with that, because that looks awesome. It actually looks like a giant flare gun to me. But hey, print it up, print away. Yeah, you could do the flat dark RIT die. I have heard a lot of people have really good success with that. I've never tried RIT die either. And shoot, I should have bought two of the FDE ones. I bought two of the OD green ones, but only one of the FDE ones, or FDE ones. Yeah, because I was gonna try to make a post like, hey, you know, if we could get like 2 more people to sign up for VIP, I was gonna do a CL giveaway, but I don't think we have time for that anymore. Not sure when the ban goes into place, so I think we're out of time on that. We might be able to, but I would hate for one person to join in hopes that we were doing that and then not be able to do that. I kind of like to under promise and over deliver. So Also, so besides the that little, I think they call it the pinty, is what it was, but this is also pretty sweet, and it is the, I want to say it's the Harlow, but some people might say it's the Harlot, whatever. T could be silent. Yeah, do got to stack up. However, also the whole point of this channel, 3D printer, those have not been outlawed yet. Get a printer, man. Get a printer. I'm actually, so I have on the Prusa Reddit and on the Bambu Labs Reddit, I do have a poll going right now. I'm debating on selling my, oh shit. I'm debating on selling my Prusa for the Bambu Labs Carbon X1. And it is on pre-order right now, and it started at 6 and I was supposed to pre-order it. But I got distracted with this guy here. So, man, shoot. I'll have to do that here in a minute. Dang it. Crap. Anyways, get a 3D printer. So I have that poll going right now. Should I sell my Prusa and do the Bambu Labs, or should I say, screw you, Bambu, and keep my Prusa because the Prusa is awesome? Hands down, Prusa is the industry standard, the top line, the best printer out there. But Bambu Labs, I think, is going to give them a run for their money. So I do have a poll up asking whether I should sell or keep. If you want to make a comment down below letting me know what you think I should do, that will help. I did lose a little bit of sleep over it last night, and I need to hurry up and pre-order this. So the reason why I'm rushing to try to pre-order this thing is because they're going to ship out in the order that they were received. So if there's been 5,000 US pre-orders right now, which there probably already has been, those are all going to be shipped out before they now ship it to me, and I can now be looking at months and months and months instead of just months to get it. So crap. Anyways, so Harlow. And so another cool thing that I came across is this awesome thing. It is the U-bar with a positive displacement trigger and a spade grip. So this thing is pretty badass, I think. There have been talks about, hey, we need to create some kind of 3D printed belt fed system to go through this. And just imagine if you had like a belt fed system with this and like an FRT or something in there, that would be pretty sweet. This thing looks awesome. I think it looks like it'd be so much fun to shoot. Just having that different grip on there and being able to use that paddle would be, I think, an experience. And it's 3D printed. So that lower is 3D printed. Well, yeah, it's the U-bar lower, 3D printed. And I'm sure you could probably pop in Bane's upper or a 3D printed upper on there as well and be just as good. Yeah, see, so Spring. So about that, I do agree with you there. The grass isn't necessarily always greener on the other side. However, the i3 that I have has been out for a long time now, and I think that the new technology in the Bambu is going to kind of raise the bar in the industry. Prusa's already working on their XL Prusa, but that thing's like $2,000, $2,500, $3,000, something like that. And I think it's only a matter of time before they do create another one. Like an i4 or an i3.5, and I just don't want the value of my printer to go down so much to where now I might as well keep it anyways. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? I have had a couple offers. I have had 2 offers for $500, which I laughed at because that's ridiculous, and I have had 1 offer for $825, which is pretty good. I mean, I paid $799 for it. The kit to build it myself. They're $1,000 or $1,100 to built already. So I paid for the kit. I built it myself. I also would be selling the lac enclosure that I have with it, a filler dryer, a webcam, my Raspberry Pi 3. Don't worry, I have like 4 other Raspberry Pi 4s, so the 3 doesn't matter that I get rid of it. Yeah, I'd be selling the whole package for like $825. So, I mean, I'd probably be taking a little bit of a loss, but, and I don't know. I don't know. Plus, like, so printing this here. Let's get out of this U-bar thing. Printing this out was a pain in the butt because of the multicolor filament, and when I had to slice it, like I had to slice. So this is on a separate layer. The blue is on another separate layer, and then the red is even on a higher layer. And so I had to kind of stagger them a little bit. And then I did 4 filament changes out here. So I loaded the original filament for the base. Then the next color I had to do filament change to the next color, and then another filament change from the last color back to white, so it would finish all this out white. And so, if I start my print at 5 at night or 7 at night while I eat after dinner, and then I want it to print overnight, well, it's going to suck because it's going to hit this part here, and then I'm going to have to wake up at like 1 or 2 in the morning, go out, do a filament change, 20 minutes later do another change, and essentially be out there for like an hour just waiting to do the next filament change before I can now go back to bed. Bamboo solves that problem. Bamboo has the AMS, which will auto load and do the auto color swaps and stuff like that. So plus also with some of my other printed frames, I do paint like the outsides of them, and I think that instead of painting them, I think it would look a lot cleaner and better just to do a fill of color, like change the color on it. So anyways, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I think I'm going to pre-order tonight right after the stream, and then we'll see what happens. So I think I'm leaning towards selling the Prusa. I guess I could always get another one later down the road, but yeah, I do love Prusa, and I would recommend Prusa over Ender any day, or over Creality any day. Creality was awesome for a beginner just because I learned so much because I had so many problems, but that took a lot of the fun. I almost gave up on 3D printing until I got a Prusa, and then it just worked. So it's kind of a catch-22. If you want to learn a lot of things and you have time to tinker and deal with things, yeah, go get a Creality. But if you want something that just works, Prusa's the way to go. So all right, so let's see where we at. We already did the positive stuff there. Let's go back to this one, and we'll get rid of that. So I do want to answer a couple questions that I've seen kind of come up, a couple Prusa questions, or just questions in general. So for example, this question here is, hey, when I'm slicing my stuff up, what is open edges, and why does it have this little triangle thing right there? So where it says 13 open edges, essentially that's just saying that the slicer found like a defect, or there's something wrong with your file. Not a huge deal. A lot of times the slicers will auto fix this and auto correct this. In this case, Prusa Slicer didn't catch it. So what you could do is you could take your mouse, go over, right click on that triangle, and it'll say, shoot, what does it say? It says like fix through NetFab or fix through something. You just click on that. It takes a couple seconds, and then it's automatically fixed, and all of the open edges are closed most of the time. So yeah, you could always do that. And yeah, that's how you solve that. Another question that I did have also kind of come up was right here. It says, hey guys, I've come from the Ender 3 world and did a ton of calibration with things like E-steps, slicer flow via the teaching, he meant to say Teaching Tech website, which is awesome. I definitely recommend that. And I'm just wondering if stuff like this is really required on the MK3S Plus, which is the printer that I happen to have. And he said, I'm getting pretty decent prints straight after the assembly, but just want to make sure the printer is performing at its best. Exactly. This is what I just preached. Right out of the box, right out of the build, you're going to get awesome prints. You don't have to go through any of that calibration stuff, none of that. You can, if you really kind of want to fine tune it. It's more about fine tuning it for the filament at that point and getting your temperature right for your filament. So I'd always print a temp tower, but that's to be expected with any new filament, is kind of how I look at it. So some other people also kind of commented on that as well. Someone else said, hey, I have 4 MK3Ss and all of them print identically to the others, and I've never had to calibrate anything except for the PID, and that was mostly just for fun. And so I would, like, if you're going to change the hot end out or something like that, I would do a PID tune. For a brand new printer too, I'd probably do a PID once, just because it's brand new. I'd PID the hot end, and I'd also PID the bed. But that's super simple, and Prusas have auto PID. You just hit a button and it does it for you. So that's easy. Versus the Enders now, how did I do that? The Ender, I either did it through Octoprint or I did it through, there's another weird thing that you can do it through as well. So I did that as well. So, all right. So that is, that is the questions. Sprink, do you got any questions? I thought more people were going to be kind of joining tonight, but it looks like it's just me and you. That's all right. We're having a fun Friday, right? I have... Hey, that's pretty badass. I got nothing else for you, though. So unless you got some questions or you want to say anything, we're sitting right at about 30 minutes, which is perfect. I actually want to try to make these streams even a little less. I don't know. I almost think that a lot of times they get stretched out to an hour. That's kind of a lot of time to take up someone's day and night. 30 minutes is even a lot for me. I want to try to get these down to like, I don't know, like 15 minutes or like 20 minutes. So just let me know like your thoughts. Like essentially I kind of do this for you and then for everybody else that wants to see this. So I just really want to kind of be doing what will benefit you guys and what you guys kind of want to see. So yeah, still trying to learn. But cool, man. Yeah, dude, that's what's up. I did a ton of research. I watched a ton of videos, and you know, I was kind of on the fence when I was kind of getting into it on, hey, dude, do I do Prusa? Do I do Creality? Everyone says there's a ton of like a ton of material out there for Crealities, and they have a huge support community, which they do. Don't get me wrong, but I think there's a reason why they have that huge support community, which is they need it. I didn't know that at the time, and at the time I was on a budget, and I was like, okay, well, shoot. I don't know if I'm even going to like 3D printing or if it's even really going to work or if I could do it. So I guess I'll just get an Ender and I'll see what's up, and did that and realized, hey, I do like this and I don't like these problems. And that's when I sold it for dirt cheap. I gave it away and got a Prusa, and now I fell in love with it. So yeah, thank you, man. I am going to order I was trying to do it here, but I forgot my wallet's in my car. So I gotta bounce from here, go grab my wallet, and then quickly type this in. And I'll let you know. I'll post up on Discord what backer number or not backer number, but what order place I am in. If they tell me, they might not even tell me, but so cool. Well, I'm gonna do that, man. Then thanks for coming Friday. Like I said, I thought we were gonna have at least 2 more people here. I thought that Donald Hump was gonna show up, or on Discord he's Oprah's Minge, which is hilarious. And I thought we were gonna have Raymond also. I thought he was going to join us, but maybe something came up. And I also kind of posted the notification late today because, dude, it's just been crazy. Like I literally got off work and it took me forever to put all this stuff together.
3D printed?
These these fades and transitions and this awesome production is actually a lot of work. So nonetheless, man, Sprink, thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight, man. I hope you have a good weekend. Hopefully you don't, strain yourself too much with all the yard work, but I'm sure it's going to come out great. And yeah, like I said, I'm probably going to head up to Tahoe tomorrow for a little bit, probably on the North Shore, hang out up there, let the kids go play. So, all right, man. Well, happy Friday. Have a good night, and I will try to be back next week, normal time. So 3D Thursdays at 6. I will try to be back as long as I got some content. If not, I'll post up, a day or two before saying, hey guys, like I really got kind of nothing. I'm finding it's taking me like a week to 2 weeks to actually get like 3 or 4 things to kind of talk about. Just because I don't really know what questions, like what journey we should kind of go on now. Like for a while there, we were doing that Fusion 360 thing, which was cool because that was like, hey, we could progress through this. But now it's like, cool, well, what else do we do? Yeah, man, Prusa all the way. You'll never go wrong with Prusa. And if for some reason you ever want to get out of that hobby or sell that, I will personally buy that Prusa off of you. And you can take that to the bank because that's just how much I believe in Prusas, man. So, and then I'll also keep you guys posted on the Bamboo when I get it, how long it's taking for shipping, and then I will have content once I get it because I'll be busting out a bunch of prints and I'll have all that kind of stuff. So, anyways, hope you have a good night, man. Yeah, I'll catch you next week. See ya.